Look, I was just doing my regular prospecting and was doing my regular research on some of the accounts. So here is Airship, right? They have some really good actual customers who have case studies, BBC, Alaska Airlines, AccuWeather, like there's Chipotle here. Like it is one of the top SaaS companies out there, right? And they are not running ads at all. So there are no active ads. Once I got rid of that, I saw that they ran some 7 ads and they stopped doing that in like a month ago. The last one was on 3rd April. And even these guys couldn't make it really well on meta ads, right? Because paid ads is really hard. You need a very specific funnel in order to get there. This is their landing page that they're using for ads. Now the landing page is okay, like it could be better, but this I'm not making this video to cover that. It's mainly about bringing in qualified leads to your funnel. So let's say I click on booking a meeting, right? Where you're entering your first name, last name, and then you just get in there and that's it. You just book a meeting. And the reason why it didn't work for them is only because of this. I can confidently say so because their ads were good. You're using like Alaska Airlines in your ad and you're telling them that hey, Alaska Airlines reached 68%. How couldn't you? So I don't think that that would be the problem. I don't think that targeting could be a problem because the new update by Meta ads, it's all dependent on AI now, and AI takes care of the targeting. If I had to put it in simple words, and their landing page is decent. Like it tells you what are you going to get if you had to sign up or you had to take a demo, but it definitely could have had more information. It could have had a video and all that stuff. The main problem is here, and if people would ask why is that the case, then every prospect that enters your funnel, you're letting everyone to book a call with you. And because you're running ads, your ad platforms are collecting all the data that it can. And the main data point that it takes is the actual leads that it is able to collect, because that's the main KPI for which you're running ads when it comes to running ads. And in this form, you're not actually qualifying anyone out there. So how do you only let qualified prospects in and get rid of the unqualified ones? So because you're only getting these qualified leads, you're telling your ad platform that, hey, these are the only type of leads that I want you to go for. Especially for Meta, it's all on AI right now. You just need to give it good leads and it will give you more of those good leads. If you will always keep on letting everyone in, so in this case, so for example, they were booking like 3 calls a day, out of which 2 were qualified or 2 were unqualified, and then 1 was qualified. It could be even possible that all 3 of those were unqualified, which led them to just kill it really early. Like you're just going completely blind when it comes to bringing good quality leads when you don't have a qualification system. So here's a good example, right? Here's Kendo AI. They reached 1 million in ARR and their main channel is paid ads. Then there's ListKit. They generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in ARR every month through paid ads. And they're just doing just one small thing that leads them to having good quality leads. So this is Kendo, for example, right? I filled up the details. This is the main question that really qualifies them. So they only want to cater to people who have more than 10 sales reps. This is what they have figured out. Like if you check their pricing, it's $55 per seat. So they want at least 10 seats. And they're doing this because paid ads is costly. Like you will have to make more money per customer if you want to keep on running paid ads. And this is what they do. So let's say if I put under 10, right? And I just enter something here, like these are not really for qualification, they're just for sales calls. If I tell them that I have under 10 seats and I continue, then they'll tell that currently demos are only for teams of 10 or more. That's it. And then they just redirected me to their website so that I could still go through the self-serve process, but I don't really get to book a demo inside of that funnel, inside of that landing page that they're using for running ads, so that it doesn't get all that data accumulated inside the ad platform, which tells them that, hey, also go for these guys who have less than 10 sales reps. So now let's say I'm a guy who has like 5, 7 sales reps, right? I can just get started and just get it done from here. Now, if I do something here, it wouldn't really matter. Now, same for ListKit. ListKit is an outbound platform. You can send cold emails. You have this lead list that you can take and all that stuff. So it automates cold email for you. And if you click on schedule a call and fill all the basic details, right? I fill like half of the details. Now, this is one qualifying question that they have. which is, do you have a TAM of more than 15K people? Now, how do you come up with these questions? I'm going to lay down my process, but this is another qualification question, right? Which is, people might be churning really early for them, and that is why they're not able to make up for the customer acquisition cost that they have for running paid ads. And let's say if I say that my market is less than 15K people, then they'll just tell me, it doesn't look like we can serve you. Do you want to expand right now or not? If I say yes, then I'm back in the game, or else they'll just kick me out of the funnel. If I'm less than 20K, then I don't think that they will let me in. So I clicked on 20K, and now they're asking me, do I have the budget or not at the first place? So if I say less than 4K, then they'll just kick me out. That's how they qualify you. You really need to guard your demo booking page. You shouldn't let everybody inside your demo booking page like these guys did. And they're such a big company, they could make a ton of revenue from this, but because they didn't have that knowledge, they are now wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars in ARR every month, I'm pretty sure. So back to the whiteboard, this is how you do it. First, you need to take your closed won deals, about 10 of those calls, then your closed lost ones, about 10 of them again, and then you need to figure out how do you get these chats with your customer support team so that you could figure out reasons for churn. Or you could really just interview them, but have like a really detailed questionnaire so that you could take care of it. From here, you need to figure out what are those traits that make them really easy to close. Here you need to figure out what are those traits that make them really easy to not close them. And you do this by analyzing all the sales calls that you have to figure out the number of employees that they have, the industry level, the job title of the people who are joining your calls, your sales calls. And that's how you figure out your micro ICP. So these calls were also coming by your ICP, right? Which were either won or lost. So after figuring out those traits of the winners and the losers, you build your micro ICP that is a winner micro ICP, the ones that are bound to win if they have to hop on a call, right? This is how you get your close rates to 30%, like it has for my clients. The average lies at 25%, to be honest. If you think this number is impossible, then you're not getting some good quality leads. And if you think that this number is too low, then you're not getting good amount of leads. So you might just be getting some referrals or through some organic stuff. You haven't actually handled the cold traffic audience yet at scale. So after you figure out the micro ICP, you will just ask questions that will be qualifying questions, like the ones that I showed to you. Like Kendo, you can ask for the number of sales rep that you have, or whatever fits to your company. Just use this framework for yourself and do the research. It only works if you have a problem that ListKit had, which is people are churning like in 3 months, 4 months, you're not really making any money. Then you figure out the top two reasons or the top one reason that is leading them to churn, right? And then you just ask that as a question again here. And after you form your set of questions, you lay it out here in the qualification system where you're using either Typeform. The tech stack could be this where you're using Typeform. iClosed is also really good for meta ads, like it really syncs well to share all the data that it wants. And that is how you fill up with questions and you pre-qualify them so that you don't really need a discovery call where you're qualifying them and then you're figuring out if they even are someone you could sell to. You're already doing your band qualification if that's what you follow, or whatever qualification criteria that you follow. You can do that right here. And you should only do this for paid ads because, like I said, you need to tell your ad platform that, hey, these are the right type of leads and I want you to go for these guys, and these are the bad leads and I don't want you to go for them. And it's very simple. Just lay down conditional logics to find out if you get this as an answer, you're unqualified and you don't let them in so that they could book a call. You just get this instead. Or even better, like Kendo, you can just tell them to, okay, just go to our landing page, just go to our home page and just sign it up from there. But you can't do anything here so that you can spoil our data that we are giving to Meta. By doing exactly this, we have brought in customers like Bravo, Deal, Perplexity, Lovable, US Bank, Bank of America, Citibank, SaaS TR. So we have actually brought them in as paid users for our clients. And here's the proof. So if you want us to run paid ads for you, I'll run it profitably in 60 days. And if I don't, you'll just get our money back. That is our offer to you. So take a look at the description, check our website, book a call, and I'll see you there.